So Pete Mulford contacts me once a year. Well, sometimes twice, but once a year for an announcement of the Distinguished Citizen Award. And one time it was Bill Stubblefield. That was about, 4 years ago, Bill?
2 or 3 years ago.
2, 3?
Berniece knows better. How many?
2 years.
2 years.
2
maybe
years?
So.
Is it that recent?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Should have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
You're saying long time coming is what you're saying.
Yeah, it was a long time coming for him.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So in studio we have Eric Stenger. Eric, good morning to you.
Good morning, Rob.
And Berniece Collis.
Good morning.
I like your sweater.
Thank you.
And you brought something with you too, I might have, besides Eric.
I did. I brought some brownies.
Oh, you have baked goods. So why
She knows the rules, yeah.
did you get a hold of her before she came?
I wish I had, but I don't need to. Bernice always thinks ahead. So.
Yeah. And how? Eric, maybe you could make an announcement for us here.
Well, the Potomac area Berkeley County is very, very excited to announce that Berniece is going to be our distinguished citizen for 2025.
And our distinguished citizen on behalf of?
Boy Scouts of America.
There you go. And your involvement with them is what, Eric?
I am the district chairman for the Potomac area, which includes all 3 Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia counties.
And tell us why Berniece was selected.
Well, I mean, as if you know Berniece, there's no really explanation necessary. But if you don't know Bernice, before we got on the air, Bill kind of made the comment that if there's something good going on in the county, Bernice has her fingers in it one way or another. And that's so very true. She contributes so much to the county, to the area, in so many different ways, to so many different organizations. She really does make the quality of life in this area better.
Bernice, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, tell us how you found out about this award.
Oh, I was at the beach, actually, in September, way back in September. And we were, of course, it was really, I think we were having a tropical storm, actually. And it was one halfway decent day. So all the ladies were out going around shopping, and I was heading up to go into a shop, and my phone was ringing. I'm looking down. I was like, Buzz Poland, what does Buzz want? You know? And he had tried to come to see me before I left for the beach, and we didn't connect. So he called and he said, Bernice. I said, yes, Buzz. And he said, the Boy Scouts would like to honor you as their distinguished citizen this year. And I'm going like, what?
Well, that's nice.
It was nice. Yeah, it was. It's quite an honor. It really is.
Yeah. Did you put up a fuss and try to deny the reception of this award like Mr. Stubblefield did, or did you gratefully accept it? Graciously, I should say.
Well, I really don't think I rise to the standards of the Distinguished Citizens Award, especially after following Bill and Steve Catlett last year. I'm going like, oh my goodness, how did they come up with me after him?
Yeah, I'm going to push back a little bit on that. Bernice is also the Woman's Distinguished Citizen of the Year 4 or 5 or so years ago.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And when we first moved to this area, 25 years ago, and just getting involved in the community, there were 1 or 2 people that were constantly involved in getting things to happen, and Bernice was one of those people, and Joanne Wadsworth was another one, but it's so everything they were never front and center. They were never promoting themselves as making it happen, but they were always instrumental in making the good things of the county work. So Bernice, I think that there are few people, if anybody, more deserving of you for this award. And you, as I said, you were recognized as Woman of Distinction a few years or so ago, and I think the Boy Scouts has hit it right on target this time. So.
It's kind of odd to be honored as the Boy Scouts Distinguished Citizen, especially after being a diehard Girl Scout.
Well, you know what, though? You got both trophies now. It's like getting an Oscar, an Emmy, and the Tony. What is that? Is there a 4th one that goes with that, too?
Yeah.
You get the Grand Slam of Awards, but that's pretty cool.
It is.
Right?
It is. Both organizations just do so much for our children and our youth. I see them as proactive organizations rather than reactive.
And we're going back a couple of minutes ago, and we were saying when I had it, people laughed. It was actually 3 years ago because Pete Mumford also was a distinguished citizen.
Yeah, Pete was right after you.
Yeah,
Was
and
he
so
after you?
yes, he was. And then we had Steve Catlett.
Steve
So
Catlett.
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I knew 2 years seemed a bit too close.
Yeah.
Man,
Right?
time just goes way too fast.
It does. So what are all the organizations that you are involved with, Berniece?
Well, I'm involved with the Girl Scouts, and I'm not quite as involved with organizations that I was with before. You know, I should be retiring, but I still like to support the Panhandle Home Health and Meals on Wheels and CCAP Loaves and Fishes, and Rotary is a big part of my life. Actually, I'm the person who coordinates the Interact clubs that our club sponsors. So we have 4 Interact clubs, and it's just a wonderful opportunity to stay in contact with the schools and with the students and the teachers, and I really enjoy doing that. And I'm trying, of course, my church, and I don't know. There's probably other things that I am an investment club.
Did you buy Tesla 10 years ago?
No, we did not.
Should have.
We should have, but we did buy Netflix at one point.
That's doing pretty good.
Yes, and we sold it big time. Yes, so we did really well with that.
That explains the green sweater, Bill.
It does, yeah.
I should have worn my Money Unlimited pin.
I like that.
Yes.
Eric, go through the process of how someone like Berniece is selected.
Well, we have a committee that meets, and every year we put the dinner together and host it. And about the time the dinner's coming off, we start talking and just conversing about possibilities for the following year and what names come up in the room. And we have a little bit of a running list, but all new names are always added to it. And then we just really talk about it and decide. Because there are plenty of deserving people, and it is kind of hard to pare it down. But then after you start talking about it, there's always one that just kind of stands out that just says, yeah, this seems like the right choice for this year. And this year, obviously, Berniece, it just seemed like the right time. There's a season for everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the award is sponsored by the Boy Scouts, but is it the Boy Scouts awarding community service, or is it service to the Boy Scouts per se?
It's really to the community service. That we've had some awardees that have been highly involved with scouting, and others that, like Berniece, hasn't really been involved with Boy Scouts per se, but very involved with Girl Scouts and so many other organizations that support the community. A lot of our honorees are like that. They're just standout citizens and support the community in so many ways. It's almost impossible to list them all.
Well, I'm going to go back on that because I went to a Cub Scout meeting every week from Lions, all the way until Boy Scouts with my grandson.
Bobcat is the bottom.
Yeah, Bobcat. No, Bobcat. No, it was Lions, right? Lions is the first one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Bobcat is the badge that they get for. I'm not real good about it, but
Been a long time.
but it has been a long time. But yes, so I did have a lot of really good experiences with the Cub Scouts, anyway, and I did serve on their committee. They have for the PAC 25.
Sure.
Yeah, PAC 20. PAC is the Cub Scouts, and Troop is the Boy Scouts part of that. So I did serve on their committee, and I did take care of getting activities organized for the Cub Scouts. Like going to the nursing homes or lining up visits to the Martinsburg police station and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and the recognition will be formally given at a dinner when's going to be the dinner, and how can people get tickets to it?
The dinner is April the 8th, and that'll be held at the Holiday Inn. You can go to the Shenandoah Area Council website and get tickets there, or you can reach out to me or anyone on the committee.
And anyone on the committee is a who?
Pete Mulford, Buzz Poland. You can reach out to any of them. A lot of people know those folks. And then there are plenty of others. Bob Fleener's on our committee with us.
Diane Daly.
Diane Daly is a big help and support.
Lynn Steptoe.
Yeah, Lynn Steptoe is also on the committee. So we have some fantastic people and support on that committee that really help us bring this all together. Richie McCune is on that committee. So it's some great folks.
Bill, what do you remember about your day doing this 3 years ago?
I was humbled. I, like Berniece, was thinking I'm not deserving of this recognition. The community is such a wonderful community and so many talented people. Why was I selected? So that was a big thing to me, humbled. But coming back, going to the evening was one of the more enjoyable evenings of my life, in large part because Joe Ferretti, and should have been you as well, but you had a son that was having surgery. We're going to be doing the host, and you folks have put a lot of time into the recognition, and it showed. And I think everyone enjoyed it, but no one enjoyed it quite as much as I did. It was just a wonderful evening, and the mood inside the room. I think this is probably true with a lot of what we do in the county. When we get together as a community, we just enjoy each other, and that was certainly the case when I was recognized. I just felt the room was happy, not because I was being recognized, but because people just enjoy the community and the people that participate. So, going back to your question, I just felt humbled, and I'm not sure that even today I feel that I was deserving. When you look at the Jan Callens, the George Karrases, the Jim Daley's, a lot of and Buzz Poland and Bill Powell's. There's a whole bunch of folks, and I'll not try to get on the whole list, that have received the award. They've done a lot for this community.
Oh, and I think also, Bill, people like to see good people recognized, right? and honored. It makes all of us feel good when you know that somebody who puts a lot of work in gets a little recognition for it too. Berniece, right? I mean, I know you want to be modest about it, but it is nice to have someone figure out that you're a good person.
I think that has to be the greatest honor, is to think that somebody else thinks of you in that way. Because, we serve people because we want to, and it's not to get the honor, but then to step back and think, oh my, they thought enough of me to ask me to do this. And I consider it an honor also, and I'm hoping that we are able to raise a lot of money to be able to raise money for this organization, because they do so much. And without these types of programs, then they wouldn't be able to operate. So I'm thankful that I have that opportunity, and I'm going to ask everybody to please sponsor.
There's a fundraiser for scouting.
It absolutely is.
And where are the big needs for funds within scouting?
Well, our Shenandoah Area Council, we cover all the way from Luray up to Shippensburg now. And as far as where is the needs for funds, it's kind of like where's the needs for funds for anything. I mean, we have infrastructure needs, we have needs for programming, we have needs for licensing, we have all those types of needs. We own 2 camps for youth activities, one down in Gore, Virginia, which is Camp Rock Enon, our legacy camp. And we now have Camp Santa Quippy up in Pennsylvania. So we have over 1,600 acres under management for use for youth. So it's a fantastic opportunity for them to get out, and we always say we want to put the outing back in scouting and get the kids outdoors doing fun things and enjoying.
What is the annual budget?
Our annual budget of the council's over 1.5.
Okay. And how much in a perfect world, reasonably perfect world, do you hope to raise from this event?
We'd like to see about $80,000 come out of this event.
Berniece is sweating.
Oh my goodness! I was thinking, oh Lord, just let us raise 60.
Now, this is the principal fundraiser for this particular district, is it not?
It absolutely is.
And how much of the money that's raised at the banquet stays within the district?
Well, we have a district allotment that we budget for council, and so that would basically cover our allotment for what we need to hand over to council for fundraising.
Eric, you mentioned locations in Virginia and in Pennsylvania. Are the Scouts in West Virginia permitted to use the locations in Pennsylvania and Virginia?
They are. Actually, last year we merged and took over our northern area, and West Virginia's always gone to camp in Virginia. That's our home camp, always was. But now we have the two camps, and now we're actually centrally located. And it's a little bit farther to the Pennsylvania camp than the Virginia camp, but not too far. But we're actually now in the sweet spot, whereas before, Winchester was kind of the middle of our council. Now Martinsburg is actually more towards the middle of the council.
Has scouting recovered from COVID?
We're back to, as far as head count, no. But as far as participation amounts, yes. So what that is the people that are actually signed up are coming out doing more things, going out and doing stuff, more merit badge achievements, more outings and things like that. But just like all organizations, we took a head count hit over the COVID years.
How about badge achievement in terms of Eagle Scouts, and was it Life, I think, is the next one? Are we seeing those achievement rates at the same level, or are people leaving scouting earlier than they used to?
People not really leaving earlier than they used to. It's just getting them to join up front. It's really I always say we need to work on recruiting the boys in blue, the Cub Scouts, and now it's not boys in blue just anymore. It's girls as well. Mm-hmm. But the Cub Scout age, those scouts tend to stick with the program longer. When you can recruit somebody at a younger age, it's more likely that they're going to stay with the program. Last year we had 12 Eagle Scouts just for our area, for this county, and over 4,150 service hours were put in by scouting for all kinds of various projects all over the county. And over 475 youth with over 30 units just in our area. So 1,500 or over 150 units in the council at large.
You mentioned women now or girls part of the Boy Scouts. What's the percentage of girls in the Boy Scouts? And I'm going to have a follow-up question to that in just a second.
I don't know the exact percentage, but it is raising very quickly.
We're talking about 10%? 15%?
I would say right now we're probably about 10%.
Okay. And Berniece, have you seen a hit on the number of Girl Scouts and involvement and enrollment? In other words, have a lot of the girls shifted over to the Boy Scouts? Are you seeing the impact of Girl Scouts?
I don't think there's that great of transitioning from the Girl Scouts to the Boy Scouts. The way I think that the Girl Scouts is the best program for the girls, and the Boy Scouts is the best program for the boys. However, this is a third option for families, and when you have families that have boys and girls, then it does make sense for them to go together into the Boy Scouts, because we don't have Boys and Girl Scouts. Yeah. So. And the girls are afforded the same opportunities that they would be in Girl Scouts. I mean, they have the high adventures in both areas, and they have the badge works, of course, and they have the Girl Scouts have the Gold Award and the Boy Scouts have the Eagle Award. So I see it as a third option. And I wanted to go back to, you talked about COVID. Scouts was really a very safe place for kids during COVID, because I know that with the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts, activities did go on. They might have been virtual, but they still had that safe place where they could go and meet with other teens who had the same interests that they had. I know that in Cub Scouts we had a virtual camp out, and we had it and we had it at my house, and I had some of the cousins come up, and my granddaughter and Boyd, and we did all the activities that the Cub Scouts would do during a camp out, except it was virtual. We got up in the morning, Boyd played, there was a bugle song, he played on the piano, we went outside, we had the Pledge of Allegiance, and they had their swim time, and we cooked out, we did walking tacos, and we took little hikes around our property and all, and scavenger hunts. So, I think the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts did a very good job of like shifting gears and trying to have the experience still available for the children at that time.
Berniece, we're about to run out of time,
I'm sorry.
but you brought in some brownies. The question is there a merit badge for cooking brownies in the Girl Scouts?
Well, there's a cooking badge.
Is there still an avenue within Boy Scouts for the old school camping skills, going out, getting dirty, building fires,
Absolutely. That's
shooting
still,
22s, all that kind of stuff? Is that still part of scouting?
It is. And we have a cooking merit badge too. And that's there's cooking, there's camping merit badges, a lot of the outdoor stuff, but there's also the STEM activities. A lot of the science, technology are coming in. Over 173 different merit badge options, so kids can really choose what they're interested in.
2 minutes left. Go ahead and sell tickets to the dinner. Take it away, Eric.
Well, hopefully everybody can see the benefits of this, and we'd love to see you at the dinner. I wanted to circle back and just on something we touched on earlier. How many people have come up and said we picked the absolute right person for the dinner? Just to verify that Berniece is worth that honor and should have gotten that honor. We're so thankful that she accepted it. And we look forward to having another wonderful night, just like it was when Bill had his, as he described. It is we truly do our dinner around the honoree. We don't just have a formula. We make it their night the way they want it. Tickets are $125 per attendee. And there are sponsorships available at company levels. Glad to get that information out. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me or anyone on the committee.
And again, the date of the dinner?
April the 8th.
And how do they get in touch with you about tickets or sponsorships?
You can call me on my cell phone, 304-620-4258, or email me at ekstenger, and that's Stenger 70 @gmail.com.
Berniece, congratulations once again, and thank you for the brownies. That was so sweet of you.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
Best of luck to you, and remember the fundraising goal is $80,000.
And great choice, sir.
No pressure, Berniece. I'm sure you'll pull it off.